Right in here.
Good.
Come on in.
Great.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is our special guest.
Sorry I'm late. Somebody parked in the handicap parking space. Hey everyone, I'm Billy Merchant. You may have seen me around here before. I'm the properties manager of this office park.
You are so brave. You are so brave.
Thank you. Actually, I've been meaning to come by here for a long time.
But it's hard for you, right? Because you're in a wheelchair.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
Disability, according to Merriam-Webster, is defined as a physical, mental, cognitive, or development condition that impairs, interferes with, or limits a person's ability to engage in certain tasks or actions or participate in typical daily activities and interactions. Thus, disability is seen as a problem, or as Bill Hughes puts it, almost by definition, we assume disability to be ontologically problematic. And many disabled people feel that many of the people with whom they interact in everyday situations treat them as if they are invisible, repulsive, or not all there. This framework of seeing disability as a problem deems disabled as others against the notion of natural or normal body, where the natural body is conceived by science in need of a description of its features. A disabled body, on the other hand, is conceived of as in need of an explanation. What went wrong? How can we fix it and bring it back to normalcy? Therefore, by seeing disability as a problem, we conceive of disability as in need of a solution, a need to be included in this natural world. It is this very mindset of framing disability as a problem that I want to tackle in this video. But before tackling this framework, I want to talk about physical spaces first. Physical space can be defined as a three-dimensional continuum containing positions and directions. Or in simple terms, it is the place of our existence, a place where we live, thrive, and eventually die. From our houses to schools, parks, hospitals, and the never-ending barren landscapes, space consists all. And this space must include all, though that is not really the case because spaces are often stages of both physical and mental discrimination, especially against the disabled. According to Husserl, the world shows itself to us through frames. Thus, disability, like any other phenomena, is experienced through a frame, which is usually hard to recognize. And as the world always comes to us embedded with meanings, the world always means. This meaning is what rules and constitutes a world, which comes to us as given, and due to its givenness, we take the reality of the world for granted. It is this that is concealed from us when we experience the world, therefore we are not able to see these frameworks. Disability is thus framed as something unnatural, as it disrupts and even threatens the relative natural aspect of the world. It is seen as marginal to the commonsensical world and outside the intuitively given reality. And as problems bring with requirements for solution, so does disability. The solution is provided through rehabilitation, special education, etc. This is seen as the process of identification with the norm, as the abnormal is normalized and the misfits fit into the natural way of things and are assimilated into the society. Thus, they are merely a problem waiting to be solved. When disabled students apply for universities, their individual problem now becomes a problem for the university. Thus, special needs and measures are implemented. Here again, we can see that only the disability is seen as a problem, but not the way in which spatial and educational organization is done in these universities. Though we can only tackle this by thinking about what the phenomenon of disability is, how it makes an appearance in this world, and how it is lived. By doing this, we are not taking disability for granted and therefore can recognize how disability is shown as a problem. This allows us to reveal the frames. The experience of the disabled therefore becomes the place where our frames are examined and the culture is analyzed anew. Another way of thinking about tackling disability as a problem framework is introducing universal design. It is an approach to built environment that goes beyond barrier-free design. It aims at designing built environments that are as accessible as possible to as many people as possible. It can be seen as providing universal access or designs which are functional for all people. This concept of universal design goes against the normate, coined by Garland Thompson, which refers to the embodiment of unmarked privileges. White, male, cisgender, heterosexual, able-bodied, and middle-class bodies which appear neutral. And when this normate template is used to come up with designs, what emerges is a built environment that is accessible only to certain bodies and ignorant of others. It creates misfits by claiming that you can't accommodate for everybody. You've got to draw the line somewhere. Thus, universal design holds designers accountable by showing that the normate is a constructed form of ignorance And what the aim that universal design is trying to achieve is to invoke the notion of broad accessibility, designed for all people to greatest extent possible. Furthermore, to tackle ignorance, UD practitioners and theorists could continue to develop strategies for participatory design, shifting from value explicit designs for disability to design with and by misfitting bodies more generally. Furthermore, universal design works on these 7 principles. First, equitable use. Second, flexibility in use. Third, simple and intuitive use. Fourth, perceptible information. Fifth, tolerance for error. Sixth, low physical effort. And seventh, size and space for approach and use. Some example of universal designs are zero-step entrances, ramps and curb cuts, wide doorways and hallways, automatic doors, lever handles, flat panel light switches, clear floor space, directional signs and maps with large text. But at the end of the day, it depends on how inclusive we are, because spaces are nothing without people using or navigating through them. So let's be inclusive.